What's going on, guys? My name's CLFurlong and welcome back to the channel. We're all about running, lifestyle and everything in between, and today is another What's Sold video, and this week it has been almost my best week, so my second best week ever since reselling, and I'm excited to take you through because I say each week it's a roller coaster, but this one was like, it was a theme park adventure. Like, it was just up and up, and it's just crazy. So let's just get straight into it. We'll go through the top items and we'll talk about stats, numbers, all that jazz, and just share I guess the whole week experience. It's been crazy. Let's get into it. So item number one was, and I'm gonna have to share the stories from this. So this was Mysteries of the Unknown, and this was a book, and this was found in the middle of Melbourne. I basically saw it on the top of a shelf, and it just kind of popped out of me. It was a thick kind of book, and 3 books in one from 1986, I think it was. And it just looked retro as heck, and it was a pretty cool book, to be honest. Now, I was able to pick this up. It was only $1, but you know, after I average out cost of goods for the day's haul, it was around $1.68. Now, when I was doing the comps on it, I found one that had sold worse condition for $115 with like $50 postage. So I was like, okay, this is crazy. So what I figured I'll do, I'll put this up for $199 with best offer and see what happens. Within 24 hours, I kid you not, within 24 hours, had an offer of $170, and I debated, should I just accept it or ask for more? And I had a few people from Canada and other people asking as well, but I'm like, nah, stuff it. I'm taking 170. Let's not try and get greedy, because this was just unreal. So 170 bucks. So I profited $133 after this one, and this one is just blowing my mind because I have actually seen this book before, but it was in some glass cabinet and they wanted $60, but it deterred me away from it. Now I know what it's worth. I'll be keeping an eye out for this one again. Top item number 2 for this week. This one, iPod, and basically iPod mini, 6GB, back from, you know, late 2000s, I think it was. Now this was a zero cost to me just because it was an item that I had basically from Jeepers, stuff that I had sorted through. You know, I was gonna, whether it was donate or sell or trash, and this was part of that, and it still worked, so I was able to find a charger, and you know, I figured I'd check out what other people were selling it for. They were going between 100 and 150. This one had been sitting for about 130 days, and it finally sold for $112 with a $93 profit. Number 3, now this one also got a big story, and this one was just super overwhelming. So picked up this Goonies video for about $1.30. This was from the Ballarat trip that I did with Diary of a Flipper, and it was well worth it. A holy grail item for that video. Now, the story to this one is, when I listed it and it sold within 10 minutes for $100 and $9.50 postage, around there. And the lady messaged me afterwards, and sweet lady, she said, "Oh look, I'm so excited to be able to purchase this. Thank you for, you know, letting me be able to purchase this." And I'm like, this person's like crazy happy. And they explained that they'd been looking for this everywhere. They had recently given away their copy to their friend, and they hadn't watched it, you know, for years. And she was 83, and to be able to find this again, you know, she was so excited to see it. And I said, look, I want to make sure you read the description, because I said in that I hadn't tested it. I'm not sure if it works. You know, I put that in the description, and she said, no, that's fine. I don't mind if it doesn't even work. I just want to be able to look at the box art on my shelf. So it just goes to show that, you know, the VHS, some of this older stuff, there is a huge market for it, and it doesn't have to be in working order. So this is the clamshell version of the Goonies. I've sold the original VHS version for about 20 bucks, but this clamshell version, this is where it's at. So sold it for $109.50, and after fees, post, got a profit of $81.41. Item number 4. Now this one, another story. So this is part of from the networking and relationship building I've been doing with one of my local op shops, and they were able to put this one aside for me. It was $50 originally. I got it for $40, and I was able to sell this for $99. It did sit for a couple of weeks. I mean, I'm not complaining. I guess it's not really a huge profit, but it's not necessarily a bad profit either. Around $32 of profit. But once again, you know, building those connections and, you know, just those friendships with different people within the community of, you know, the op shops, it has started to pay off in this sense. So I actually didn't even know the TV series. It's a bit of an older one, but yeah. So just keep an eye out for this one, but also make sure you are having those conversations with your op shops, because a lot of the time they're probably more than happy to, you know, if you start to become familiar, you know, to start to talk to you, understand what you're all about, and see what they can do for you. Top item number 5 now. Pick this one up from, this one was also from Melbourne, and only paid around $1.60 for it. Sold it for $45, sat for about a week. A quick easy profit of just shy of $30 there, and this was sealed, brand new. It's crazy what I've been finding of late, just because, yeah, and this is what it's all about, is you just find some amazing and really different things wherever you go. And it doesn't matter if you're in a country town, whether in a city or somewhere in between, there's always something to be found. And, you know, I'm excited to be able to get into some of the data points in a minute about why I think it's important that you just continue to show up, continue to get there to the op shops, whether it's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever, because it's not necessarily that, you know, you're going to miss out on things. You know, I could walk in, someone else walks in 2 hours later and gets something else, just because they're always putting things out on the shelves. But the other thing to keep in mind is that what I pick up won't be what other people pick up, and what they pick up won't be what I pick up. So there's plenty of opportunity for everyone. So yeah, just a quick little encouragement there. Now, I didn't really have a flop this week, so, you know, that's a big win for me, I guess, in terms of for this week of sales. However, I did have someone raise a, you know, a bit of a concern, or they sent me a message that one of the items I sent, one of 3 mugs, one of them arrived broken, which, look, I didn't want to get into the situation of, you know, saying that they broke it, just because it was double packaged, in terms of double wrapped, double boxed, and it was still broken. And it surprised me that just the one was broken and the others weren't. I was challenging it in that sense, thinking that, nah, I reckon they might have dropped it and see what they could do. I wasn't going to go down the path of just saying, I wasn't going to go down the path and argue it, and I just said, look, I'll just give you $10 refund for that one cup, because I sold the whole lot for about $45, I think it was. And they said, yeah, that's fine, that'll be perfect. So I didn't want to go through the trouble of it. Obviously a bit disappointing. It could have been my own fault, but I mean, I double wrapped it, double boxed it, and I've been sending a lot of the bric-a-brac, or, you know, glasses and mugs for a while now, and I haven't had a problem. So I was a bit iffy, but, you know, at this point, early into the game, still trying to keep that really good, high positive feedback. I just figured, let's just, you know, make sure it's all good and keep the customer happy. So anyway, they actually still haven't left feedback, so I'm still waiting for that. But hopefully, and I asked them, make sure, you know, please still leave positive feedback through this experience, etc, etc. So let's see what happens. All right, so let's have a look at the stats. So it's my second biggest week that I've done since reselling, since Jan 11th of 2021. Did a total of 25 items this week. That's a 50% margin. Cost of goods $203. We sold a total of $1,237 at the time of this video. We have a nice profit of $617. This might actually be my biggest week in terms of cash back into the pocket. So let's look at some of these numbers here. So in terms of, you know, once again, looking at the profits and revenue and all that jazz. So looking on screen, you can see for yourself that majority of the profits have come from DVDs and videos this time, and then books. So once again, I've sold a total of 8 books, 8 DVDs, and they're bringing in basically, you know, wow, a third of profits each. So once again, breaking down my understanding where my best bet is. I sold a bunch of things this week: shoes, clothes, toys, bric-a-brac, video games, even electronics, which was the iPod, and books and DVDs. So a lot of the same stuff I'm doing every week, and a few different things as well. Haven't really been able to get a lot of the shoes and clothes out, but as you can see, things are starting to pay off. So, you know, really broadening those horizons, and that's what I mean by paying off. So continuing to try and test different areas, but also keeping the ones that I know really well as my big ticket items. As you can see here, it's starting to show. So in terms of averages now, we're in week 18 and our average has gone up. I think last week we were sitting at around $611. My average week is now around $646. And this is revenue, of course, not profits. But once again, you can start to see on that graph that it's that roller coaster mode, right? And that's what it's all about. You're never going to have, well, you might, and obviously we want to have those consistent weeks back to back, but this is why I want to show it, is because it was a couple of weeks ago I was saying I've had my worst week, and now here we are 3-4 weeks later and we're back up there. So you just got to stick through it. You got to stick to your guns, keep listing, which kind of leads me to the next thing I want to talk about, which is I've been tracking this data and I'm going to continue to track it. Is this week I listed 61 items, roughly about 8.5 per day. Now, at the same time, I'm also tracking the amount of sales. Now, after I did a big bulk day of 36 listings, my sales increased. However, my sales have been pretty strong all week as well. So I'd be curious to hear from you. If you're a reseller and you're selling, have your sales been up this week? Have you been listing just as much, less, more? What have you been doing? What's it feel like for you? Because for me, I've averaged between 3 and 4 sales a day, which has been pretty big this week as well. So interesting data. I love tracking this stuff just because it tells a story, and let's see. I'm gonna see how it goes for the next week. I've got lots of things to be listing and a few different things that have been happening. So really trying to, I guess, take opportunity, leverage, learn, and see what I can do. And there'll be a video on that later this week coming about, just testing some new things. And you saw the mystery box as well. If you didn't check out that, go have a look, because that's another fun way that you can explore and try different ways of selling as well. All right, so let's have a look at the 100k revenue update, and we're on day 125. Today is the 16th of May, and as you can see, we're back on track. So last week when we were doing it, we were meant to be 11,500 by the 10th of May. We were missing that. We have now obviously passed that. We're on the 16th of May and we're at 11,640. We are still behind though, in terms of on track to hit the 9th. We've got a long way to go. That's 3 weeks away, 3 and a bit weeks away. And we need to be doing some big numbers. We're talking about $6,000 there, which in 3 weeks, I don't know if that's possible. However, the only way to see is to go for it, see what we can do, list, and hey, I got nothing to lose, right? So I'm going to keep charging forward. That's what it's all about. So yeah, really exciting week, really cool. Lots of exciting stories, and my biggest takeaway for this week has really been just being able to hear some amazing feedback and get some messages back from the people purchasing the goods and telling me their stories. And I ended up chatting to that older lady for a very long time, just a few backs and forths and things that she was interested in, and it's just really nice to be able to provide that memory experience to her, or so she could reminisce on the times that she had spent with her friend. And yeah, it's just really exciting to be able to do that, and that's why I love doing this so much. I love being able to pack and wrap and get that out to the customer, because they're going to get that experience. And of course, finding these retro and really cool items, it's just so exciting. It's been a bit of a trap. I've been sourcing so much, and yeah, it really is a bit of a challenge to, yes, you need to source, but you need to list as well. Anyway, folks, that's this week. I'm pretty happy. It's been a very positive week, and of course, you need to milk these weeks. When you have those highs, ride the wave, and then when those weeks are down, you just buckle down and remember to reflect back on, yes, it doesn't mean one week is going to be the set expectation for the rest of your week. So it doesn't mean next week I'm going to have this as well, right? It could be a very low week, but it is very exciting to be able to use this as a way to motivate yourself, and just to continue to push forward. So yeah, I hope your week's been well. Let me know in the comments. Really do appreciate you being here. And yeah, check out the video on Wednesday. You'll have a little sneak peek in a second. Otherwise, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do the whole shebang, and hustle. Ciao.
Yeah, this is, if I can get this, my first big bundle deal that I've ever done. Now,